Genesis 18. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great oak trees of Mamre, while he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked and saw 3 men standing across from him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself toward the ground. He said, "My Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. I will bring a piece of bread so that you may refresh yourselves. After that you may pass on, now that you have come to your servant." And they said, "So do, as you have said." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, "Quickly prepare 3 measures of fine flour, knead it, and make cakes." Then Abraham ran to the herd and took a choice and tender calf and gave it to a servant, who hurried to prepare it. He then brought butter and milk and the calf that he had prepared and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree while they ate. They said to him, "Where is Sarah your wife?" And he said, "There, in the tent." One of them said, "I will certainly return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son." And Sarah heard it in the tent door which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, and very advanced in age, and Sarah was well past childbearing. Therefore Sarah laughed to herself, saying, "After I am so old, and my Lord is old also, shall I have pleasure?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Shall I surely bear a child when I am old?' Is anything too difficult for the Lord? At the appointed time I will return to you, at this time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Then Sarah denied it, saying, "I did not laugh," because she was afraid. But he said, "Yes, you did laugh." Then the men rose up and looked towards Sodom, and Abraham went with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, "Should I hide from Abraham what I am doing? Since Abraham will surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed in him. I chose him, and he will instruct his children and his household after him, to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he promised him." Then the Lord said, "Because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has come to me. If not, I will know." The men turned away from there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham drew near and said, "Shall you also destroy the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous in the city? Shall you also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing as this, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous should be treated like the wicked. Far be it from you. Should not the judge of all the earth do right?" So the Lord said, "If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare the entire place for their sakes." Then Abraham answered and said, "I, who am but dust and ashes, have taken it upon myself to speak to the Lord. Suppose there were 5 less than the 50 righteous. Will you destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, "If I find 45 there, I will not destroy it." And he spoke to him yet again and said, "Suppose there will be 40 found there." So he said, "I will not do it for the sake of 40. Then he said to him, "Let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Suppose there will be 30 found there." And again he said, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." He said, "Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there." He said, "I will not destroy it for the sake of 20. Then he said, "Let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak only once more. Suppose 10 will be found there." Then he said, "I will not destroy it for the sake of 10. So the Lord went his way as soon as he had stopped speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place.